Yeah, I'm ready.
So it's just a perfect bodyboarding wave.
Lastimó toda la cara y los dientes me chirrían un
Didn't
poco.
even jump off my board. I just tried to choke Jason Brown.
The windpipe.
What's up, everybody? This is Manny V, and welcome to this episode of Booga Life. Today we got Deon, Mumbles Mania Mayor, and thank you for taking the time, brother.
Yeah, anytime, dude. I always have time for you and for your fans and the viewers and bodyboarding in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So tell us how it went. I mean, you put together the event. I'm sure you got a few extra gray hairs during the whole process, but in the end, people are stoked, and that's why we do what we do.
Yeah, man, it was a magic day. I think that's the way we can sum it up. It was insanely stressful leading up to it, man. You know, we got battered by storms back to back. Excuse me, major systems, lots of rain, cold ass, and just like the charts just moving up and down. Nothing is stable, nothing is holding. So any long term, any five, like it's like changing on almost on the day. So it was really tough to call this event. I think it was probably one of the toughest ones we've ever had to call.
So
But
what is the criteria? You have a month window or a week
yeah,
window?
yeah. So July is usually like our best, most consistent month in terms of your winter swells and stuff like that. But it stretches over into to up to like August, and so but generally Tand breaks the most over that period, or historically, let me put it that way. But Mother Nature always has the final say. But yeah, it was super tough. So had Jacob down here for about 2 weeks. We just couldn't link the event because we were looking good for this and that day, and then yeah, it's pretty sure, but for this and that day. So now we move it on. Um, but we had Mike here as well. Mike and his mom came as well, Joe, which was such a legendary lady, man. We had so much good time, and she's like deep in her 80s and enjoying the best beer and enjoying the South African wine. And you know what? It was just it was such a great opportunity, or just such a great time. I think for a lot of people in this country, having Mike here ticked a lot of boxes. A little bit of life, like a life box ticked. Um, it was really cool. Boards came out of the woodwork that deserves to be in a museum. You know, Mike signed that stuff, and it was really cool.
What do you
There
mean
was
he brought boards?
no. All the fans and people brought boards to the event, to the opening function. So the opening function was held at Jack Black's Tap Room, which is a local brewing company with a beautiful tap room, and we had the live heats drawn over there. Um, for the event, and Mike did this speech, or this little presentation, let me rather put it that way, of wave dynamics and all these vortices and things that only Mike can pick up if you spend so much time in the water, like very interesting, like hell of interesting. And then was trying to call the event was super hard, but there was this little chart on the 24th or 25th of July last month, this one day that was staying consistent. And it's a smaller swell than usual, but the period was really good. And it was, obviously when you put on the riders group, hey guys, is always, everybody's got an opinion, but stuck to our guns, called it. People driving up the west coast, you couldn't even see your hand in front of your face with so much fog. But we get there and it's sunshine, it is bluish water, and it is freaking pumping. Like it was like the 2.2 meters at 14 seconds, which is really on like this is a big gamble. It's either just going to be completely flat or it's going to be pumping. And then Hankus Loubser arranged for, this was a really cool touch. He arranged for the king of the Khoisan tribe, which is the oldest inheritance here in South Africa, and the Bushmen. And the king or the chief did this blessing with smoke blessings and all their indigenous stuff, if I can put it that way. Yes, that. And Mike was in his element. His jaw was on the ground, and they blessed it. But I swear he did something there, Mike. That just, Manny, sorry, that just the waves just went absolutely ham for the semi-finals and the finals. It was just like almost like a no long period spell. It was just bombs after bombs after bombs, and yeah, and the fans for a Thursday came out, and I mean, look at that. This is not like big, death-defying, gnarly tunt, but it was such an aerial tunt, such a slabby wave, and just everything that bodyboarding is was capsulated on that day, and and one of the really raddest touches was when Mike came out of his heat. He didn't make it, and the boys, there was probably 100 people, made this god of honor. And he walked through this tunnel, high-fived everyone, and shook hands, and just his longest clap you can ever, it was quite humbling. It was very special. It was a very special day for us. I
Has
think
he been there before?
never. Well, he's been to South Africa, but that's like 30 odd years ago. But he's never seen or surfed this wave up until they got to surf it at least pretty big before the event when Jacob was here as well. That I don't know if you've seen that shot with Specker. There's that above the Tristan Roberts, there's a God of Honor, like kind of at the end of it, everybody clapping for Mike. So that was pretty rad. That's just Tristan.
Oh, wait, hold on.
doing-
This one. Okay.
Yeah, that one there. So yeah, it was super special. We had one of the judges from Bayer or Tom, I forgot his surname, coming out here on his own dime. And just oh, dude, it was a very special event. We had some good sponsors this year. So it's very tough to put up an event in this current financial climate that the world is finding itself in. But I mean, we just couldn't ask for a better day. We just couldn't. It was clean. This place in sunshine just don't work. So it's always foggy. It's always moody, brown water. Like, I mean. Oh, there he is. Just he let one go before that. That was an absolute heat winner, but it was pretty shifty. So if you don't know it so well, it's a wave you need to surf a few times to really like understand the takeoff points and stuff. Because we had such a low, we could extend the heats as well. So instead of like a 30-minute heat, we had 40-minute heats, and
Nice.
that was like the deal breaker or the deal maker, let me put it that way, because it really, I mean, the guys were surfing 16, 17 waves, catching up to 20 waves, which is unheard of. It was so consistent. And like Benji on this bomb, I mean, it was such a magic day, and it was such a day for South African bodybuilding. And finally had a Starlink, because Starlink's kind of still illegal in this country for some stupid reason. But leave it at that, and then one of the photographers had, he's like a global renowned photographer, and he had starting there, and we tested all, because at the end of the day, I mean, we can't stream if we don't have signal, and there was power cuts everywhere, so we just decided let's not gamble and have a bad live stream that everybody's going to slate you for, because bodybuilders are not grateful people.
Smart move.
so we're like, yeah, I'm gonna dodge that. And we put a lot of time in our media. James and the team did really well. So put extra money into that, and just kind of really like try to elevate the post productions. We were able to edit heat highlights on the beach, like, and they'll go out while the next heat's in the water. So there's a Mark McParty. Man, he got loose that night, but he came second. It was a really good show between him and Tristan, but yeah, Tristan is just on another level, man. He is exceptionally good at that wave. He did this air forward. I was just walking back to the coffee station, and I just looked back over my shoulder, just out of curiosity, what's happening. And like, just something tells you to look, and he does this air forward out the ball. I'm like, what? Shut the fuck door. That was insane. It was. Yeah, it was that size of talent, and also having the jet ski there gave the guys extra confidence, because there's someone there that can quickly react if you in trouble. But it was, you know what, man, like, I think bodyboarding won, and it was such a great day. Just wish the world could see more of this. But we'll get there. But also, I'm gonna be starting to take a serious back foot, and maybe just consult, and maybe work on sponsors for the event, but not be in the front anymore. And I just got too much on my plate, and there's other things I want to do in my life, and also I just can't be the only person that's pulling this bodyboarding cart in Africa anymore. It's just very taxing. But
I mean, I
after
can't
having some rest
imagine.
and a bit of a clear mind, you're like, it was it was a sick day, man, and it was everything that we wanted to happen at that for our plans turned out perfectly. The sunset beers and the party right there on the beach with Jack Black pouring taps out of the specially modified van, like this ute with with all the kegs in, and just watching the sunset. It's just such a magical place, really magical place.
Yeah,
And yeah,
it sounds like a pretty amazing event. And, at the end of the day, it's all about this right here. Look at Mark with the biggest smile I've
oh,
seen on his face in years. Like
exactly.
this is what it's all about right there. He is so stoked just to be there. So I'm sure everybody thanked you and was very grateful for your time and effort, because no one really knows except for your family how much freaking time and effort you're putting into this. And I understand that you need a team, because and I know you do have the support of you do have a team, but to have a team to go in there and like release you of a lot of the duties is allowed. You should
Yeah,
have that.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but again, I wouldn't totally step away, because bodyboarding South Africa, I think, needs you. But the amount of time and effort to put together an event like this, to get world champs there, and Mike Stewart there, and Jake Romero to fly across the world to get there, means something. So yeah, you got something here, and the gods answered with beautiful weather and perfect waves.
yeah. It was mental. And also, like,
What?
my ethos is kind of when putting money back in the athlete's pocket. So we had the biggest prize pool ever in any bodybuilding history event in our country, which is 50,000 rand, which is a hell of a lot of money. It's maybe like 2,500 US, but over here it is a bus load of money. So that got all the finalists got a solid paycheck. Tristan with 30, Booty with 10, and 5 for the other guys. And then we still had like the best wipeout. So we really want to, because this is what they've been doing their whole lives. And, to be in a position where you can compete at that level and actually make some money is not a bad idea. And that's the one thing that bodybuilders, I've always been trying to push and change is equal prize money. It's decent prize money, like make it, because what it takes. It's like what these guys on tour and not on tour. The only constraint is the limitation of their financial means. They got all the skills, they got everything, but to be traveling to even make free of content is always tough. So putting money back in these guys' pocket, it's something that I really dig. And yeah, we'll see how I feel after a few more sleeps.
What was the most memorable thing for you um, that went down that day?
I think, yeah, I would say that honor guard for Mike, which was not planned, was not scripted. It was just the whole community that's all scattered on the rocks, sitting by the cooler boxes, and just making this long little tunnel for Mike to walk through was pretty humbling. It was pretty special, and I think with that, there's just absolute froth levels of people wanting to grab photos. I felt so bad for Mike because he just was nonstop, had to smile and sign, but he's like, man, I love it. This is amazing. This is why we're here, and it's really cool. So it was that to me was very, very, very kind of organic. Just kind of speaks volumes to the community here in South Africa and how much they appreciate this event and how much they appreciate what we do, and also appreciate what Mike Stewart has done and just his presence there. It was pretty cool. It was
Did
pretty
you
cool.
talk to Mike? What did he feel about this?
Yeah, up until yesterday, I mean, Mike's he's still a little bit in awe of how the reception was and the hospitality, and he like still you know, everything that he got to experience such a short time here in South Africa, especially in Cape Town, even though the weather was absolute horse, but he was just like, mate, like, you know, this is bigger. This what you got here is bigger than bodyboarding. And for him to say that, like, it's like, you know, it means a lot to me as well. That, you know, something we've been working hard for so long, you know, gets recognized by international athletes. And he's the first international guy to serve the event, you know, and I think it's fitting in many ways because, you know, Mike's probably not going to be competing or being able to cruise around the world for so much longer. He's got maybe other things planned, or, you know, just life moves on, you know. So it's a good box to tick, and yeah, it was pretty cool. You know, I think he's done, you know, he's got his ways and stuff and things, but you know, it's just he was so cool about everything, and I just, yeah, I'm very grateful and appreciative of having all of this, you know, and also the Khoisan King coming there and blessing, and all of a sudden just waves turning up. It's like he just sucked them in and called them in, and yeah, it
So
was amazing.
tell us about the Khoisan king. Like he's the king from the area.
Yeah, so he's a king from that whole West Coast area, which is very big. And you know, they're probably one of the most threatened cultures in the world. Is a very small culture. They're very tiny people, and their language is very click based, like that. Like it's just like that the whole time. You know, so it's a very rare, hard. It's very little scripture on the language, and you know what they're very nomadic people. Um, you know, back in the, and even now they lived and thrived in the desert, you know, so it's a very special you know, very special culture. And you know, he came in there with his whole crew. He had his warriors, bodyguards. Like it's quite serious because it's quite a big deal. But you know, they lit the special sage type of smoke, and you know, he said like he sang this like, almost this type of a chant. It was quite mesmerizing, and you know, quite very unique for all of us because it's such a protected culture that you don't get to actually see much of it anymore. And to be able to witness that and, you know, have the waves come in, it gets you thinking. So it was that was that for Mike as well. Like he just couldn't believe it. He's like, man, this is like it's something I've never seen in or experienced in my life. You know, seeing rhinos for them was also very special. I mean, they getting yeah, it's tough to know how bad the poaching is on the rhinos, and you know, it was cool to go to take them to a place where they can see them, and even Jacob and his whole family. Then we had a massive braai here at my house. Um, you know, it was yeah, that was special. Jacob, his whole family, his brother, um, Jonah was here, his mom, his dad, you know,
Awesome.
his family. Like it was cool. It was a different one. It was,
Nice.
I think we were very blessed, so quite grateful, and you know, just kind of want to. Hopefully, other events can also pick up on this and you know elevate what they're doing, and everybody's trying their own best, you know, because it's just not easy. Money doesn't
Yeah.
just fall out of a tree, and unfortunately, money makes these events work. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, just core bodyboarding. I think that's what we all want to see at the end of the day, and you know, just have fun.
Yeah, well, I'm stoked you put it together. I'm sure everybody who attended the event is very grateful. But yeah, I mean, let me know what I can do, and I'm sure if you reach out to the bodyboarding community, they're going to do as much as they can to help you out. But yeah, congratulations for another sick event. And yeah, I just keep looking at this photo of the king with Mike Stewart, our bodyboarding king, and it's just that's a priceless shot. Very, very cool shot. And yeah, stoked you had a successful event. Everybody is stoked, and yeah, just being able to pull that off is pretty epic. So good job.
Thanks, my bro. Really appreciate it. And if you want to do something, you can make yourself available next year, as we've been trying
Oh,
but your schedule is also pretty trippy. But you know, uh,
I would love to do that. I'd love to come down there.
just it's such a magic
Keep,
place.
I keep saying it, so maybe it's time.
Yeah, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time. But
All
thanks.
right.
Thank you for your time, and thank you for everything you've also been doing, my brother. And I will chat to you soon.
You got it. Thanks, Deon. I will talk to you later, brother.
Cheers, bro. Catch you soon. Ciao.
Okay.
You.